Greetings, citizens of the world, family, and even our enemies. We are anonymous. We have revealed the shocking truth about CERN, and this is a topic that you all have to learn. To be aware of the dangers that are near. Take note, this is not meant to scare or intimidate anyone. This is to inform everyone so we may be able to stop this from happening. So you all need to open your heart, ears, and eyes on what the collective has to present to you. This very urgent message. In August 2014, a refurbished RHIC distillated the first atoms of strangelet. Now, in April the LHC at CERN doubles its potency. Thus, it will massively produce strangelet in its ion collision schedule for December 2015. The study in this information, the consequences for mankind of this new regime of energies and experiments, analyzing in detail the errors and lies of the outdated 90s safety report of the industry, which still affirms strange quark liquid is a gas, ignoring the liquid nature of what the accelerators are producing, misconceives the nature of cosmic rays, lonely atoms that cannot form a critical gas of strange liquid, and denies the most widely accepted hypothesis about the nature of quark stars, and quark dark matter present in the galactic halo, weirdness hypothesis of strange quark matter, affirming that strange quark liquid does not exist in the universe today. It is the main component of nova explosions, pulsars, the galactic halo, and it is being produced at those accelerators with the enormous risk for all of mankind. So conveniently the industry, which is preparing the first collisions at CERN this year at full potency, doubling the energy and hence the risks of those experiments, does not upgrade the report, not to warn mankind of its likely outcome, the production of enough strange matter to start an ICE-9 extinction, creation of a critical gas of strangelet able to convert the Earth into a pulsar, creation of small black holes that do not evaporate, either as top quark condensates, Einstein's famous frozen stars, or string stars with higher dimensionality. This risk has been overblown by media, since it is less likely, and the black hole theories and stories that allowed them to divert attention from the truly, well-proved, scientific catastrophe, creation of strangelets, lumps of strange quarks shown to be very common in the universe, as all pulsars are frozen, strange quark stars. This risk is absolute, meaning that according to the totalitarian principle of physics, all particles that can theoretically happen, will happen, and strange quark matter will theoretically happen, since the LHC is merely beyond speculative theories, a quark cannon, which produces massive quantities of strange quarks at high energy regimes. However, a strangelet is nothing strange, it is merely a lump of strange quarks, and we know those lumps of strange quarks, once formed to devour our lighter, simpler up and down quarks, and as it happens, the LHC is just a quark cannon that produces lumps of strange quarks, strangelets. The LHC is a cyclical, never-ending cannon barrel that accelerates lead-ion bullets every cycle, the heaviest non-radioactive atom with more quarks, with two purposes: to increase the mass of those quarks, transforming them into strange quarks, and then collide them to make strangelets, strange quark condensates. The LHC is just a factory of strangelets, and so when it goes online at full potency, will just produce mass strangelets. Thus, strangelets will be made at CERN between 2015 and 2020 on collisions over 10 TeV. Then those strangelets will fall to the center of the Earth undetected, which will excuse CERN from responsibility, as it will deny it produced them till the end, and it will eat up the Earth inside out, till it converts it into a 15-kilometer strangelet rock. Finally, the magnetic field of the LHC, the strongest on planet Earth, which cause disturbances on the Earth's magnetic field, cause of earthquakes that have increased till record numbers, similar to those of World War II, during the carpet bombing of the Pacific seismic ring of fire. Since the machine was put online in a continuous growth, there is indeed a pattern studied in other posts on the web of LHC starts and increases of energy followed by massive volcano and earthquake activity. Go on Google Earth and search September 23rd. It will take you to the location where CERN is. Just now in April 2015, volcano activity is at its peak, with 7 major volcanoes starting eruptions within hours, and a massive earthquake taking place in Nepal. On August 8, 2015, the goddess Kali, Hindu god of death and destruction, was projected on the Empire State Building in New York City. Have you not heard? This is also what the Illuminati has ordered to build the CERN for, as well as opening a portal into another dimension to attempt to summon a goddess, to destroy the world to complete the New World Order. Now does it make sense to you? A goddess appearing on the Empire State Building without any good explanation, including no information of the system about CERN. Why do you think they will not tell you that? To keep you misinformed to continue their work. We must stop them now, once and for all, and if we don't, then you better expect major changes bigger than you can imagine this year and next year. The one thing that the government uses to keep us away and not being able to continue the actions to save lives and improve the world as a better place, is fear. Do not let fear control you, for that is what they do daily. We must not slow down now. We must keep going and work as fast as possible. The more progress we make, the more likely that the New World Order will fail. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Illuminati, expect the best of the best from the good side, the heroic, the honest, the brave, and the bold.
Have you ever noticed how a good part of the North American coastline follows a circle? Or that South America is shaped like a triangle and a rectangle, which turn out to combine into a Fibonacci spiral? This landscape geometry is based on exact proportions of the Earth's circumference, on the deepest place on Earth, and, in a very precise way, on both the position and the size of the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. Consider a line running from the Great Pyramid going exactly through the center of the Large Hadron Collider. This line ends up passing within 1.3 kilometers of the Mount Carmel Center, better known as the site of the Waco siege. On this site, 76 people died on April 19, 1993, when their compound was burned after a 51-day standoff with the authorities. Waco is noteworthy along this CERN line because it is situated such that its precise location defines the center of the North American circle by being at an exact golden ratio point along the circle's radius, which is 2,160 nautical miles, or precisely 1/10 of the Earth's circumference. Creating an analog 2,160 nautical mile circle on the center of the Large Hadron Collider defines a bisector between North America and Europe. This continental bisector intersects with another great circle that runs down the east coast of South America and through the deepest part of O'Higgins San Martin Lake, which is the deepest in South America and the 5th deepest in the world. The other point defining this great circle is Challenger Deep, the deepest spot on Earth. Notice how it also passes very close to CERN. Taking a closer look at the Large Hadron Collider for a moment, we lay out a circle of 86,400 foot circumference centered on the Large Hadron Collider, and see that it passes through all 4 of the collision points along the accelerator where the massive detectors are located. We define a vesica Pisces by laying out the same sized circle passing through the center of the LHC and aligned with our Great Pyramid to Waco, Texas line. This geometry syncs up with a larger circle that nestles between the vesica Pisces and the Challenger Deep line we defined before looking closer at CERN. This circle has an exact circumference of 216 kilometers, which is continuing the fractal pattern from the continent-sized circles and the Large Hadron Collider circumference. To be clear, the circle is depicted as being exactly tangent to the line, but there's actually a few kilometers of play with this particular alignment. While the Challenger Deep end is anchored by a precise Wikipedia point, the O'Higgins-San Martin end is a deep area and is not a point. The number 216 resonates across both terrestrial and celestial realms. The Earth's circumference, for example, is 21,600 nautical miles. We see that the Sun is 864,000 miles in diameter, and the Moon is 2,160 miles across. 864 is a multiple of 216. There are also 86,400 seconds in a day, reflecting the 2016 resonance into the temporal. Now, many have commented on how CERN's logo seems to contain 3 sixes. Perhaps that is true given that 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Following through, we see that a vesica Piscis of sorts is left once the sixes are taken away. Potent symbology, 666 coming from the vesica Piscis, considering that 666 is well known as the number of man. Again, extreme geography is playing into the mix with Mont Blanc, the highest peak in Europe, being 7 kilometers from our world deep line. Zooming out, we can see how Europe and Africa follow our alignments and how the Challenger Deep line almost exactly separates Europe and Africa at the Strait of Gibraltar. The line passes within 4 kilometers of the African Pillar of Hercules. The intersection of the CERN/North America Vesica Piscis bisector and the Challenger Deep line define a precise location on the Earth from which we'll lay out the rest of the geometry in this video. The coastline of South America follows 3 great circles, each having a circumference of 21,600 nautical miles equal to that of the Earth. These 3 great circles form a wedge that is 1/8 of the world's circumference by 1/4 of the Earth's circumference. Notice how this lays out an equator along the north edge and a pole at the south apex. Bisect the wedge and define another perpendicular pole. Sweep out a line about this pole to the Ahu Akivi Moe on Easter Island. These 7 statues face sunset on each equinox and are the only astronomically precise ancient feature on the island. This alignment passes through the southern tip of South America and precisely past Cape Horn, the most southerly spot in South America. We'll sweep out another line around our east pole to the region where the circle rounds into the straight edge of Chile's east coast, thus completing a box around the top of South America. Now divide the top edge into a golden ratio, and by adding a circle, we see that the box is actually a golden rectangle in some sense. Copying this circle down will create another golden section line. Sweeping out from the end of this to exactly 45 degrees, or 1/8 of 360 degrees, we see that the west coast of South America is aligned, and that we have another fractal of 216. Expanding this pattern implies a Fibonacci spiral. One final line that creates another golden ratio division provides the backbone on which the North and South America connector sits. Adding back in our North America circle with its CERN to Waco bisector, we see that this phi connector